So why not single family?
So it's exactly that. I looked into single family and I was in Florida for a very long time looking into single family because at the time I thought to myself that's all I can afford because I wasn't really into the multifamily space. And I think it was I read a book. I read a couple books that said if you want to scale, you can scale quicker in multifamily than you can in single family. For example, let's say I buy one single family house with 2-1 or 3-2 and fix it up, get someone in there, rent it out, and then do it again. And then I can do it 3 times, have the same amount of headache that I would do if it was multifamily, and only have 3 sources of income in that one in those 3 properties across wherever I purchased them.
Yeah.
However, multifamily, even if it's residential multifamily, I can have 2 sources, 3 sources, or even 4 sources of income if it's residential, and all coming from one single unit. And it allows me to say, okay, let's say someone let's say I have a couple 1-1s and the turnover is really high. One person can leave, and I still have 3 people covering that one person while I try to get that person back in there. And say it's easy to scale that way.
Even in multiple business relationships I've had, there's a very, strong quote that sticks with me. It's when the good or when the bad starts to outweigh the good, that's when the business partnership and relationship, that's when it needs to quit and to cease. Like I actually even said that to Zach before I even started working or even got the option to work at Grace Valley. I even said that I was like, listen, I said I'm very loyal to who I work for. I've worked for 3 people, you know, and I ride that train with them, making them as much money until it turns into more of a like I'm not getting compensated what I should. And in turn, you know, you get what I'm saying though?
When it comes to business, you got to be really. It's not about emotions, man. It's just business. And if you put your emotions first, you're gonna fail most of the times. And I was that way a lot with like when I was learning, and then it cost me a lot of money, a lot of time. So I'll give you 2 stories about me. Was I grew up in Miami, and I was a homebody and I love the area. So I spent a lot of time trying to get something to work in South Florida. And I could never get anything to work, but it did teach me a lot of lessons. So one of the lessons that I learned was sellers sometimes are not realistic. I spoke to a bunch of brokers